Thought there was a spider on my wall. I was about to freak the fuck out. Last week I looked ridiculous with the beanie. This week I'm gonna look ridiculous with the hat. Everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Whitney, and today we are back at it again with another segment. But this is my newer segment called A Writer's Scope, where you guys send in whatever advice you need from me to my email. Okay guys, it's on the screen, writersoneworld@gmail.com. You send your emails there, and that's when I get the most contact from you guys, and then I will say whatever advice that I have for you in my next video. Of course, like I always say, I will always keep you guys anonymous unless told otherwise. So as the email goes away from the screen, it's always in the description box down below if you're ever wondering, like, how do I get in contact with her and I forgot, man, and I don't want to go back to the beginning of the video, man. Well, look down in the description box below. It's right there, and while you're at it, you might as well get started, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. All right guys, also I probably should mention, it's in my intro, but if you ever want to follow me on any of my social medias, it's down there in the description box as well. All right guys, so today we have a really nice juicy topic. I'm interested, I'm ready, and I just honestly want to get into this advice. So let's get started. Okay, so in today's email, I'm going to keep her anonymous, but this is pretty interesting. So again, like always, I'm going to put it on the screen so you guys can read along with me. And so yeah. Hi Whitney, I found your channel today and just loving your videos. Love the positivity, so I wanted to connect and maybe get a little advice and encouragement. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. I was really hanging on every word of your body confident video, as I'm a petite and have heard my share of comments. I'm currently a sophomore at an HBCU for women, Bennett, and have been able to surround myself with friends and mentors who have a very positive effect on me. You know, I always wish I went to an HBCU. I'm looking into HBCUs when I search for law schools. Okay, I feel a lot more body confident, but recently I had an experience that I feel might be a step backwards for me. Over a break, a lot of us stayed on campus and we had access to the health and physical education building, including the swimming pool. I guess I wasn't really listening when I heard someone say it was bathing suit optional, because the next thing I knew, there were naked girls of all sizes and shapes walking around. My first thought was, okay, I can do this. No one is judging. But it was the hardest thing I've ever done. I wanted to feel comfortable, but I just felt awkward and so vulnerable. The feeling of swimming without a suit is amazing, but an inner voice kept telling me to get dressed and leave. I'm still confused as to why I let my insecurities interfere with the experience, especially since I was with such loving and non-judgmental friends. Thanks for allowing me to share, and oh yeah, I subscribed and I'm looking forward to more videos. Bright blessings and keep writing. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. I really do honor, you know, you subscribing and writing to me. Thank you so much. So let's get into this. Let's first break this down. So you go to an HBCU, and around the people, like people there, you are very comfortable with them. They're so loving and they're non-judgmental. So you're asking me basically, why does your insecurity still come back up if like nobody else is judging you? And so my first thing that I wanted to say to you is, like, even though maybe nobody else is judging you, you still are judging yourself. And I kind of want to take this, I want to say this like in a way that makes sense. So as we grow up, because I've also had this experience as well. Let me just start off with that. I've had this experience as well. I'm growing up, I was very skinny. And then of course, you know, as I got older, I started to gain weight, but it wasn't like exponential weight where like I was acceptable weight, you know what I'm saying? Like I am still petite. So I can kind of understand what you're talking about when you're saying you have your own insecurities, because there's this image that everybody kind of strives towards, and if you're not that image, then it's just kind of like, oh, but I wish my legs were thicker, or I wish my ass was fat, or like things like that, right? And so growing up, you are kind of conditioned to understand that your body type is not needed, like it's not necessary and it's not ideal, right? So like I don't know if you didn't say in here that you got made fun of for your body type, but you were uncomfortable with it yourself. And I'm assuming you did because you were saying that the people around you were very comfortable and non-judgmental. So where are the insecurities coming from? And so like, let's just say that maybe you were, maybe you weren't. If you were teased about your body type when you were younger, then like the kids then, it's just such a constant thing. So my experience, I used to get teased for my body type like all the time. And then it's just a constant experience. At the end of the day, when something like when people make fun of your body, when people make fun of something every single day, you start to believe it, because then you're just like, damn, like everybody's saying this, so maybe I am really skinny. Maybe I do need to, you know, relax and start eating more, start eating the right amount of calories, like doubling that, like, you know, like starting to think unhealthy thoughts. And since then, for me, I started to gear myself towards making myself look better for those type of people. And even then, I was just sort of teaching myself, coaching myself, and conditioning myself to see me, my body in their eyes. And so as you get older and you're kind of learning like, okay, well, I love me for me, yada yada, this, that, and the third, you still have that in the back of your mind sometimes, not all the time, but quite often. Me, myself, and I as well still has that in the back of my mind. Right now, I'm pretty confident in my body type because I just love it. I love that I could wear smaller clothes. I love that I don't have to pay, you know, extra or anything in the adult, in the adult sizes, right? Like I could go into the junior sizes and like pick out not shorts, maybe not pants, but I can pick out shirts and wear it like, and it still look cute, or wear it as a crop top. It'll work for me, right? Like I like the accessibility that my body allows. But even with that accessibility comes the insecurities, like, damn, like I wish I didn't have to like shop in kids' clothes. Like I wish I could, you know, afford the luxury to look like a woman. And like that sort of thing in the back of your mind, I want you to know that don't think that like your acceptance of yourself is going to come from everyone else. Because yes, like you said, they're non-judgmental, they're loving. So what's the problem? The problem is that you possibly have not 100% accepted yourself. Let me ask you a question. Are you trying to change your body at the moment? Are you trying to get thicker at the moment? Or are you just like, if you are like trying to change your body, are you doing it for the right reasons? Like for the right reasons, meaning you're doing it for healthy reasons, you're doing it as a hobby, you're doing it because it makes you happy, and then in turn it would change your body? Or are you just trying to change your body because, you know, everyone else has a great body and so you want that body? That's important, okay? Because if you're trying to change yourself for someone else, or not someone else, but everyone else, you're not doing it for you, and then you're just gonna be more unhappy. You're gonna be more insecure. And so the reason why, to answer specifically your question, because that was just like follow me here, I'm trying to lead you with me. So your question was, I'm still confused as to why I let my insecurities interfere with the experience, especially since I was with such loving and non-judgmental friends. I can be wrong, okay? I'm not going to tell you that what I say is the law. But me personally, how I view my insecurities is that they derived from a trauma. And traumas are not always, you know, losing someone in your family like to death or anything like that, or losing a friend that you had for eons, you know what I'm saying? Like a trauma can literally be a repeated act that you cannot forget and has caused such harm to you. The bullying and the teasing that I experienced as far as with concerns to my body, it happens so often that it's forever stuck in the back of my mind, and I treat it as a trauma. So the way that I treat it as a trauma and the way that I continue forward is that I constantly remind myself that I am beautiful, that I love my body type, that I'm just, you know, this is just evil thoughts coming into my mind and trying to dissuade me from being happy, because that's going to happen. You're going to think you're going to be like fantastic for like weeks, days, months, maybe even years, and then one day you're going to have like a bad day, and then all of a sudden those insecurities are going to come flooding on in. And I don't want to say it just happens, because you can get over it and it can just never come back again. But the one thing that I feel like I should stress to you is that you, one, don't need to look around everyone else to be accepted in your body, because of course they're gonna, like, if you're down with real ass people, of course they're gonna accept you no matter what. The question is, do you accept you? no matter what? And that's a very hard question to ask, because you really got to sit there and analyze yourself. Like, do I? Are you going to the gym like every day or every weekend? And what for? Are you doing it to get a big ass so that way you can appear thicker or seem slim thick? Or are you, going to the gym because you like it? Like, one says that you're trying to feed an insecurity because you don't like yourself, and the other one says that you're just doing it because you like it, because that makes you happy. And so my thing is that I may be rambling. Hopefully you can follow me while I'm talking like this. But my thing is, I don't think you treated that traumatic part. I don't think you treated that traumatic insecurity. And maybe trauma or traumatic is such a large word, because I don't want you to think that you're broken. I don't want you to think that you're messed up or anything like that. I don't want you to think that you have such a mental problem that, why are you thinking of these insecurities? No, that's not it at all. I don't want you to think that at all, because that's not true. You're human. You're going to think these things. You're going to have an insecurity about something. The thing is that we have to overcome it. So one of the few things that I tell myself to stay confident in my body type is, one, you're beautiful. Okay, you're beautiful no matter what anybody says. Even if some people say, oh, you're ugly or whatever, like, who cares? The important thing is how you view yourself. When I look in the mirror, I literally think, I hope this doesn't come off bad, but I literally think that I'm very attractive. I find myself very beautiful. And like, even when I wake up in the morning, it took a long time for me to get here. Sometimes I still think I look ridiculous, but like, even when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, wow, I have really nice skin. Wow, my eyes are really nice. Wow, my lips are pretty, but you know what I mean, right? And so just like, one, I want to say to remind yourself that you're beautiful. Tell yourself that you like the different parts of your body. I'm not trying to get views when I tell you this, but I actually just made a video the other day talking about owning up to my insecurities. One thing that I want to challenge you to do is possibly every single day, or however often you have the time, sit down and think about one insecurity each time. Get a quote, a very motivational quote. It doesn't have to pertain to your insecurity. It can or cannot. It's whatever you want it to be. And then after you find a quote, write it down, and then under it, say what you're insecure about, and then think that insecurity. So for example, I have big feet, right? And it's not even big feet, it's just not curvy, so it looks big. But anyways, I got a quote, and then I was like, thank you, big feet, for keeping me balanced and structured. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have you, or something like that. I wrote something like that, right? And doing that literally is training your mind to see the different flaws about yourself and saying like, okay, well, if I was perfect, I wouldn't be human. For one, there's no such thing as perfect. For two, and only one person, not even a person, but only one being is perfect. And I don't want to throw my spirituality on you. You can't expect yourself to be 100,000% perfect when our Lord God told us that we're not perfect, right? That the whole story, the reason why we're not perfect is because, things that we've done in the past, right? So we're going to have a history of imperfection. So the best way to overcome that trauma, that imperfection, that dangerous thinking is repetition. Okay, so like I said, this is the first thing. Repetition. Constantly remind yourself that you are worth somebody, that you are something special, that you are beautiful no matter what anybody says. The thing is that repetition really helps, because listen, when we're in school, they constantly tell us that repetition is key. Why? Because it trains our mind to remember. So if you're constantly telling yourself every time you wake up in the morning that you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, and every time you go to bed at night you're beautiful, guess what? Like, if you ever have an insecurity like shoot across your mind, you're gonna be like, I'm beautiful, like I'm crazy, like why did you even think that? You crazy, you're beautiful. That's one. Okay, two, I want to say to eliminate the intimidation. And the reason why I feel like you may be intimidated by other women that are around you with different shapes and sizes, the perfect figure or whatever, I don't want you to see them and think you lack because they're there. I don't want you to think that like, oh, I don't have a nice ass, so none of the guys are looking at me, so it's making me feel very self-conscious. Or like, just like the fact that someone has a perfect body and they're walking around confident, and then you're just like, damn, I wish I had that confidence. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel you, girl. Like, I feel you 1000%. Like, the part that you got me was like, you wanted to feel comfortable but just felt so awkward and vulnerable. Is that trauma? I gotta find another word for trauma, because trauma might be a very bad word, because some people might feel offended by the fact that I said trauma. It's that scar. Boom. I mean, I feel like scar and trauma is kind of the same thing, but we can call it a scar. It's that scar. You've been hurt by someone, something, or by yourself before because of your body type. So you have that scar. You know it's there. You know that you have it there, but you have to remind yourself, just because there's other people with other body types that you may want doesn't mean that you lack in any way possible. It doesn't mean that you're any less beautiful. It really does not mean that you're any less beautiful. Prime example, right? Lizzo. I don't know if I can say that she's 100% comfortable in her body. I can't really say that, because I don't know if I've ever, I don't know, I just can't say that. I can't speak for her, right? And so Lizzo has, when she goes up on stage or whatever, she is dancing, she is doing everything. I love her outfits and her costumes, and majority of the times I don't know if I've seen a skinny dancer up there. I think it's just all dancers of different body types, and also more specifically relating to her body type because of representation. I think that for you, what you can do, and it helped me as well to get more confidence, is that I follow YouTubers online who have the same body type as me, because it makes me feel better about myself. Like, wow, they are beautiful, they are doing well in life, they're still going, and they don't care. So why do I care? Like, do we really think that our body type is gonna hinder us doing anything else? Like, if you're trying to be a plus size model, okay, that's where I say, like, you need to relax, because there's no way that you can be a plus size model with, like, our size, girl. Like, you can't be our size and be a plus size model. That is offensive to the plus size models that's out there. You know what I'm saying? So find YouTubers and find someone that you 100% relate with, and not talk to them, but watch their videos, see how they're confident. Okay, prime example, I follow Kelly Sweet, and I think that she is, like, gorgeous. She holds her own. She's mad confident, and, like, she touched on a post earlier how people stay commenting about her body, and I found this quote like a long time ago, and it was just like, your opinion does not cut me my check. And, like, that was the vibe of her post. If I could find it, I'm gonna say something about it. It literally touched me in so many ways, because it's just like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. Why is everyone else so bothered about the way that I look? Like, you really giving me a lot of attention here. Lastly, for one, I want you to do repetition. And, well, I guess I don't want to say I want you to do. I want everyone who has some sort of feeling about their body type to, one, repeat good things to yourself. Remind yourself that you're beautiful. And I want you to do that, like, on the daily. Like, I want this to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner, girl. Like, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful. Like, that's how much you have to say, depending on how insecure you are about your body type. You constantly remind yourself, like, I love my big feet, I love my brown skin, I love my flat tummy. I don't even have a flat tummy. I think it's so funny because I'm slim with a gut, and, like, I mean, it happens when you eat bad. So whatever, right? I think it's funny. Number two, I said to eliminate the intimidation. Now, I'm not saying don't be around people who have, you know, different body types or anything like that. I'm saying that every time that thought comes in your mind, replace it with something positive. Every time that thought comes into your mind, or you see someone like that, you say, I am not less than just because they have a different body type than me. Just because they're getting catcalls and I'm not. Just because they have a bigger butt than me. Like, it does, like, their body type will not influence who I am as a person at my core by any means necessary. And so I want to make sure 1000% that I am answering your question. Number three, this is important. I want you to accept yourself. I hope you like that, because, like, I know me, when people used to be like, oh, you're nice, you're beautiful, relax. I mean, yes, you're skinny, but, like, just accept it. It literally would piss me off. I'm like, would you accept it? Relax, okay? Like, stop, like, come on. Would you accept this body type? And that's literally what I would be thinking, because I'm like, you're only saying that because you don't have it. Like, how can you give me advice and then you don't have what I have? You're not dealing with my struggle at the moment. And, like, for a while, people didn't even think that being skinny or being made fun of because you're skinny was a struggle. The reason why I want you to accept it, and I'm not saying not to do anything about it, right? Like, say you're, like I said, my example, say you were at the gym or something like that, and you're just doing it for yourself, then continue doing it. I'm not saying to stop that, right? I'm saying to accept the way you were made. Okay, like, yes, you are petite, but do not think that that is a downfall, that is a negativity by any means necessary. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, yes, I am petite, yes, I'm on the slimmer side, but guess what? That will not hinder me in any of my advantages. I'm still going to be great. I'm still going to be successful. I'm still going to get a man or girl, whatever you're into. I don't know. I don't care. Anything. Like, I'm still going to have the greatest relationship. Now, I want to hit on this key point, and I know this video is going to get slightly long. But you made a comment that you were like, and I don't want you to think that I ignored this, because you did say that you've heard your share of comments, and also that you feel a lot more confident, but you had an experience that you felt might be a step backwards for you. When those experiences come forward, like when you start feeling insecure about certain things, I want you to know that once they start coming, that you will have, doing the 3 things that I asked you to do, right? Those are your battlefield, right? That's your sword, that's your shield, that's your armor, and then that's your speed right there, okay? So when an insecurity comes at you, guess what? You got your armor ready, you got your sword ready, and you got the power of God behind you, girl. And another thing that I want to ask, was this your first time skinny dipping? Because if it was your first time skinny dipping, that is completely understandable why you would have that insecurity, because it's like, wow, instead of me being naked in the comfort of my own home, or just like being naked when I'm being intimate with someone, I'm naked in front of everybody, and like everybody's looking at me. I'm looking at her, him, them, all of them. Like that, if you're in that sort of situation, if that was your first time skinny dipping, don't think that's because, don't say that you and yourself was moving a step backwards. Don't bring that into reality, okay? Because you're around a bunch of people that was naked, and what if those bunch of people were doing it for the first time as well? Like, just have a good time. Don't let any of that get in your way, because like that was your first time skinny dipping, so of course you're gonna be thinking like, okay, stop looking at me, like, right? Because you've never been naked in front of that many people. So don't think that's an insecurity at once, because that's just your, I want to call it apprehension, because you're just naked in front of everybody. And there's a lot of things that can go wrong as you're naked in front of all these people because of multiple reasons, right? One, like, someone could take advantage of you, or you can get an infection, or yada yada, this, that, and the third. There's a lot of things. So if that was your first time skinny dipping, I don't want you to think that your insecurities were coming back, flooding your mind and everything like that. It was just a situation that you were placed in wasn't the best, okay? And I'm not saying to not skinny dip ever again. It's just that now when you go into your next time going skinny dipping, you're not gonna feel like, you know, you can't handle this again. You're not going to feel that insecurity again. Why? Because that was your first time doing something. Now you're used to it. Now you're a pro. Now, on the other hand, if this is your, you know, second or third time skinny dipping, yada yada, and you've done this multiple times, you were just caught off guard, then that's when I say, okay, this is true, it is a step backwards. However, that don't matter. Why? Because we got these key things that is going to help us move forward, and also we're going to treat this insecurity like a scar, and we're going to tell it, you know, you're about to get healed, bro, and you're gone. All right, we're not going to let anybody else get in our way. I'm not saying that as if that's so easy. It's really not easy. I don't know how long it's going to take you to do this, right? I don't know how long. It took me a while to get comfortable. Like, I didn't start finding myself until I got into college, and I didn't start being comfortable with my body until I got out of a toxic situation, right? So like, I just recently started feeling better about myself. Like, I think it's been about a year now that I'm like, I'm fine as hell. So and this is like, I'm 23 years old, and the bullying started since like elementary. Hopefully I helped you. You know, my goal here is to reach out to anyone and everyone that I can, even if it is just one person. Don't forget, everybody, this is a writer's scope, and if you would like to send in your advice to me, and I can give you whatever advice that I can in my next video, the email is on the screen, writersoneworld@gmail.com, and if you don't see it, it's definitely down in the description box below. Girl, I hope I helped you out today. You know, I hope to help out anyone that I can. I know I just said that, but like, I really do. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss when I post a new video, and give me a thumbs up if you like these type of videos, if you like a writer scope. If you don't, let me know, then I'll just stop doing it, because if nobody likes it, I'll probably keep doing it one way that I can, whatever, you know, even if it's just one person emailing me once a month, I'll do it for that one person. Hopefully, guys, I helped you out. Hopefully I said things that made sense to you, and you can connect the dots and continue forward and never move backwards. I'm here with you. Don't think you're alone, okay? I'm here with you. Send me an email again, telling me what you thought of the video, and if you need more clarification, I'll definitely do that for you, no problem. My name is Whitney, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.